Hi, what's going on, beautiful people? It is a luxurious, glorious, beautiful Monday morning. OTBN 365 is back. I'm your host, Chris LeBron, owner of the Off the Ball Network, host of the Off the Ball podcast. And man, you see this? I haven't had this in a long time after week one of the NFL season. And I can't wait to get into this. The New York Giants are 1-0, guys. The New York Giants are 1-0. This hasn't happened in a while. Look at this is how excited I am. I got this going on. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. And just gonna give you a little video of what happened with the game-winning drive for the New York Giants. Let's show this. Walker, I know this might upset you, so you might want to turn away.
Shovel. Barkley breaks a tackle, dives in for two.
Wow.
Giants take the lead, 21-20, with 1:06 to play in the fourth.
I mean, they had that thing dead to rights in the backfield. I thought, no way.
Saquon Barkley capping off the New York Giants win with a huge 2-point conversion. Giants drove all the way down, being down 1 point. Brian Dable shows his grit, his big cojones, and goes for the two. And to be honest, that play should have been stopped. That play should have been stopped. The Titans did everything right that play. But like a lot of great players, sometimes, hey, you just got to make a play. And Saquon made a play. He did a little put his foot on the ground, shook the two defenders, and gets into the end zone, dives in to take the 21-20 lead and seal the Giants win over the Titans. It was not an easy game at all. It was not, the Giants worked, and the Titans easily could have ran away with this game. They easily could have ran away with this football game. It was just, it looked like it was going to be that case. The Titans got up early and they had plenty of opportunities to just absolutely railroad us. But we held them to field goals. We held them to field goals, and that's all you had to do. And as I'm watching the game, it's like, if we could just hold them to field goals, we might have a chance. And that's what we did. We held them to field goals, and the offensive line struggled in the first half. I think we gave up four. They gave up 4 sacks. Daniel Jones fumbled. It wasn't a pretty first half, but like I said, if you're giving up field goals, you have a chance, and that's what the Giants did, giving up just field goals. Down 13-0 at the half. It did feel like, okay, it could get ugly. It could get away from us because we had some 3-and-outs early in the second half, but they came out with a more aggressive, second half. The defense played, defense overall played solid. No Aziz, no Thibodeau, so the pass rush wasn't there. But we managed to contain, Derrick Henry didn't go off. He had less than, I think he had 3.9 yards per carry. So we held him in check. No big runs. I think the biggest run he had was maybe 17, 18 yards. So we contained him. And that's the number one thing. That was the one thing I was worried about. If Henry goes off for $150, I think if that was the case, I think this, I'm not in the mood I'm in right now. We're talking about a completely different, football, completely different outcome of this game. But they contained and they weren't, no explosive plays on the perimeter. Shows that they really missed AJ Brown. This is definitely a game where I think if AJ Brown's playing, we, like I said, might have a different outcome. But that's the case. Tannehill was really, feeding Kyle Phillips. I feel like that was his go-to guy. 6 catches, 66 yards. But no, other than that, no one, no other damage. Hilliard had the touchdown. On Tay Crowder. We had 2 touchdowns today. Hilliard. Dontrell Hilliard, he was probably the most dangerous weapon outside. Tight ends didn't really do much. I think they had 4 catches, their tight ends combined. So, and that's been a weakness for the Giants. Covering tight ends has been a real weakness. And, not that the Titans have anyone that you really should worry about, but we've seen the Giants, make, tight ends we haven't heard about famous. And they helped them in check. So that was good. But the one thing was holding King Henry, in check. And that's what he did. He had 21 carries just for 82 yards. Like I said, 3.9 yards per carry. Only broke, the longest was an 18-yarder. And one of the great plays of the game was that Tay Crowder hit. Tay Crowder popped him. It's really hard to pop Derrick Henry. This man is 6'4", 265 pounds. It ain't easy to pop a dude like that. And Tay Crowder, he knocked him on his ass. So that was a play that I'm sure that they're gonna like in the film room. But Wink had this team just playing, sound football on defense, and that's what we expect. And then when we get Aziz and we get our guys back, Aziz, and Thibs and all that, I think we're going to see some really good things and be able to get to the quarterback. Even more. And that's been a struggle of ours for quite a while. Only 1 sack. So like I said, we didn't apply a lot of pressure, but we contained them and we did a good job. Fox was the only one with a sack, but we contained them, did a good job, as good of a job as we could possibly do with missing some guys on the edge. But offensively, like I said, the line was struggled, especially in the first half, but they bounced back huge in the second half. And obviously Saquon Barkley he looked like the Saquon we saw his rookie year. The early Saquon that was like, okay, this dude's special. He played like a special football player yesterday against a good Titans defense. Jeffrey Simmons was absolutely killing us. Jeffrey Simmons was looking like Aaron Donald out there yesterday. He was a man amongst boys yesterday, especially in that first half. But Saquon just, we've seen a lot of Saquon, right? Especially doing a lot of podcasts. He was on the pivot and he talked about not having that confidence last year, especially last year. Not because he didn't play good football, and yes, the line was struggling, but you expect guys that even with the lack of talent on offensive line to make plays. He just simply, you never saw him make a play. He truly feels like he is one of the best running backs in football, and he wanted to prove it, and he needs to prove it because he was selected with the 2nd pick overall, and it's time to make up. It's time to put up or shut up for Saquon. Especially when you want to get paid too. And he showed it this game. He looked like the best running back in football. And that might be an overreaction, but he looked like the best running back in football against a solid Tennessee Titans defense. He was making plays, he was making cuts, and just like I talked about, we saw the video for in that 2-point conversion. That play was dead to rights. That should have been stopped. When I saw the play happen, I'm like, damn, we're not gonna get it. And I was cool with going for it. I was cool with whatever happened if we didn't get it, as long as it was a good play call. If it's a good play call and it's not executed or it's a good defense, I'm cool. And this one, it might have not been the best play call, but this is why Saquon was a high pick, because you was like, hey, make something out of nothing. That play was dead. That should have been stopped. The Titans, we're talking about the Titans, coming away with the win here and being 1-0. The Giants once again starting off the season 0-1 for whatever straight year. And Saquon made a play, put his foot in the guy, boom, get those guys, looking silly, and gets in, dives in, and gets a 2-point conversion and wins the ball game. Helps us win the ball game. And I've mentioned this on some shows I've done with Kenneth, Competitive Hedge. When we talked about on his Giants preview, we talked about Saquon, and I thought the Giants definitely had a chance to win this football game. If the pass rush was there, if Saquon goes off. But overall, Saquon, I was confident he was going to have him, and I haven't felt confident about it. And I've been a critic of Saquon. I'm not gonna lie. I still don't believe you take a running back that high, but it did happen, and he just hasn't lived up to that second pick after that, especially that rookie year. He had almost 2,000 all-purpose yards, and injuries obviously have slowed him down. But I thought this was make or break for him this season, and I truly felt like he looked good when I went to the Fan Fest at MetLife. He looked good, and I felt like, okay, this is going to be a big year for him. And boom, he starts off the year huge. He also had 6 catches, I think, for like 30 something yards. So he's our best player. It's that simple. He is our best player on the team, and he showed it. He showed it. He showed why he's the best player on the team, and to me, he might be the best running back in football. I know it's just one game, and then we're overreacting. That's why we got Overreaction Monday coming on later on. With our boy Couch. So make sure to tune into that too. Couch Coach Live hosting Overreaction Monday. That's the first Overreaction Monday of the year. Also, See You Sunday. We didn't have a See You Sunday this week. Guys are busy. Kids. We all got kids, work, for getting ready for football. Mo with the solo. Mo getting ready to, explode with his Cowboys. And that's another thing. The Cowboys lost. Cowboys lost. The season's over already. Sorry, Mo. Sorry, Ken. Sorry, Cowboys Nation. Season's over already. I'm not gonna laugh. I'm sorry. That's disrespectful. But it's not about the Cowboys. It's about the Giants. 1-0. Like I said, it's it's a great start. It's a great start to the season. It has been a struggle. It's been a struggle. This Giants team has struggled. The Joe Judge and the Pat Shermans. It's been a disaster. There hasn't been hope. There hasn't been hope with the New York Giants. Like, let's be real. We haven't had a lot of hope. And when we brought in Joe Shane to replace that man, I'm not even gonna say his name, the man who just ruined this franchise. We felt some type of hope. But and then bringing in Daboll, I was ecstatic. I haven't been ecstatic about a coaching hire in a while, and bringing in Brian Daboll, I felt like this was the move. I wasn't crazy about the Joe Judge or the Sherman or the whoever. This one, I was like, okay, I like this. I like this. And you've seen what Buffalo has done the last few years, and that was a great move. That was a great move. To hire this regime, and I'm very excited. And I think a lot of Giants fans are very excited going forward, with the state of the franchise, because it feels good. It's just one game. I know it's just one game. It's just one game. I know, I get it. I know. But we have a reason to feel good. Guys, it hasn't been good in Giants world. This is, this is the first time we won an opener since 2016. We had lost 10 of the last 11 openers. That's crazy. And how many times have I talked to fans that another 0-2 start. We lose this game, we go 0-2. Now you got that momentum. And now, you gotta have that momentum going into the Carolina at home. Carolina lost to the Browns. And this is a winnable game. This is a win. You can start the season off 2-0, guys. Let's go. So that there's a lot of now. There's still a lot of things you need to work on. Obviously, the line has to improve. They did play better in the second half, but you need to improve. Daniel Jones still didn't look great. He wasn't great. But Wan'Dale Robinson did get hurt early, so that definitely hurt. We'll want to see more Wan'Dale. See how he's incorporated, and I think that hurt not having him out there. Who knows with Kenny Galladay? I think he had a catch or whatever, but he's he's kind of lost. Sterling Shepard, man, Sterling Shepard. Okay, someone that obviously tore his Achilles last year, and we weren't really sure what Sterling Shepard we're gonna get. He kind of was like forgotten, and not that he had a bunch of targets. I think he only had 4 targets, but made a big play. made a big play on that 65-yard touchdown, you know, and showed that okay, he may be coming along, smoother than we thought with the Achilles. So that's good to see Shep there. We're gonna need Shep. He's gonna be a big part of this offense, you know, because I don't expect kind of Kenny Galladay to be much of a factor this year. He did have 2 catches, but you know, um, Richie James also showed out too. Richie James, he balled out. He had a pretty good game. 6 targets for five catches. 60 yards. He played solid. Saquon 6 catches. You know, the tight end spot is going to be is going to be obviously our Achilles heel. We didn't get no production from the tight ends at all. So that's going to be something. So that means we're going to have to heavy reliance on Saquon out of the backfield. Shep, Wandell. Hopefully Wandell's knee is okay. We'll see. I haven't heard anything about Wandell, but hopefully we get Tibbs back and Aziz back because we definitely need those guys. Going forward. You know, it's good win. That's all I can say. It's a good win. Playing against a good football team on the road. I know the Titans have lost a lot of guys, but that's still a good football team, man. That's still a very good football team we beat. So they should be very happy. Obviously we got lucky with Bullock missing that going wide left, but there's still a very, very good win on the road. Now you got to take that momentum and go back to East Rutherford, New Jersey, and get the job done against the Carolina Panthers. Week 2 is going to be, we got Baker. We're 2.5-point favorites, so it is a pretty even matchup. I think obviously you got to contain CMC. He didn't, he looked all right. Didn't rush the ball a lot, but they were trying to throw. Baker was trying to do his thing, but fell short. But some good things obviously a lot of good things coming out of this win versus Tennessee that you got to apply to when they go on and play the Carolina Panthers. But it's things you need to work on. Got to work on protection. Carolina got some guys out there on the edge that you got to worry about. With Burns and all that. So you gotta really get the line getting going, especially in the interior. The interior line is going to be a weakness of ours for sure. I trust Neal and Thomas to be really solid out on the perimeter, but it's going to be tough in the inside. So let's see how see if they fix that up. So great win overall, just a great win. A lot of momentum going into the first home game of the season, week 2 against Carolina. So things they need to work on. Obviously interior pass blocking. Obviously Dan Jones needs to get a little better. Obviously he's got to get more separation. Got to get Finn open. Got to make more plays. Obviously they had that big play, Sterling, but who's going to step up at receiver? Someone needs to step up. Wandell's out. They pay. I know they didn't pay Galladay this regime, but Galladay's make a lot of money to just do a whole lot of nothing. So he's going to have to step up eventually. Obviously, get more of a pass rush against Baker. If they could do that, they could definitely come away, 2-0. Which hasn't been done in a while for this football team. It's been a while since they've been 2-0. So it's been a while since they've been 1-0. So overall, good week. Giants, very happy. I'm very happy, coming out of this week with a big win. Come from behind win too. It's a very good football team. Shows a lot about this team. A lot about their grit, and it shows a lot about the coaches. The upgrade in coaching is huge, man. Huge. Dayball, Kafka, Wink. Even the special teams look solid. So good week 1. Very, very, very good week 1 for the New York Football Giants, coming away with the 21-20 victory over the Tennessee Titans. It's obviously Saquon player of the game by he was that dude. Like I mentioned before, he showed why he was highly touted coming out of Penn State, and he continues this, man. He could be up there as the best running back in football. And after week 1, he definitely looked like it. Now you got to continue to do it, be consistent, you know, and you're on your way, and maybe you get yourself a payday, you know. But good week 1. Good week 1 for Saquon. Like I said, the O-line bounced back, which was good. Daniel Jones bounced back, especially after that bad interception in the end zone to Saquon, just flat ball he threw to Saquon in the corner and near the corner of the end zone. But bounced back. Daniel Jones made some plays, especially with the limited wide receiver help we had. Defense played solid. They weren't great, but they didn't break. Field goals. When it felt like Tennessee was going to drive and get a field goal, a touchdown, and maybe just ice the game, especially in the second half, in the first half, second half, Giants held them to field goal. That's what that was, and what you had to do. Hold them to field goals, and you give your team a chance. That's what they did. So very, very, very good performance. Very happy. Dayball era starts off with a bang. He was dancing, that, and it just feels. This team feels different. It feels like a different mojo. I really do think this team got a different energy than we've had in years past. And we could all be wrong, and we could be duped and dayballed out here in 2 years, but it feels different, man. It definitely feels different with this regime, Joe Shane and Dayball era, off to a great start. Now we got to finish off, continue it going into week 2, play some good football, and hopefully we come out with a 2-0. Come out 2-0 and feeling good. Listen, the division's there. The Commanders won. They beat the Jaguars, but they won. They won their game. They took care of business. They did what they should have done. They beat the Jaguars. The Eagles, look dominant at times against the Lions, and they let them come back. But the Eagles' offense is pretty good. It's a pretty good offense. They got weapons. They got a lot of weapons. That was with Devontae Smith not even having a catch yesterday, and they still put up 38 points. They look good. Against the Lions, even though Lions defense is like Swiss cheese, but they put up points. Cowboys. Go talk about the Cowboys. The Cowboys might be cooked. So that division's there, man. Dak's out for 6 to 8 weeks, and they were questionable with Dak. You watched that game yesterday against Tampa, and you're like, this Cowboys team ain't, especially on offense, they ain't it. Eagles defense, little suspect. The Commanders, we don't know. Carson Wentz, what Carson Wentz you gonna get? Division could be winnable. It could be winnable, and I talked about that. With Ken on his show, man. The division, it's not a lock. I think the Eagles may end up winning it because I think they're the best team in the division. But hey, after this week 1, it definitely is up in the air with the division. But we'll see. But Giants go on and take on the Panthers in week 2. So that's gonna be interesting. Baker Mayfield coming to MetLife, and hopefully we come out 2-0. Hopefully Saquon continues his impressive week 1, and hopefully we see more consistency from the offense. Get off to a faster start if you could. No zero, hopefully we don't get off to not scoring a point in the first half. But overall, good week 1. Happy, great performances by Saquon. Valiant performance by Daniel Jones. Defense played solid. Special teams was solid. Other than getting the extra point block, which almost came back to haunt us at the end. I forgot about that one. But overall, good performance by the New York Giants. Congratulations to Brian Daboll, Joe Shannon, their first win as GM and head coach. He got an energy, right? He got a vibe. Like, he's calm, cool, collective, and he just, there's something about him. You just see the players just really gravitate to him. It's like Saquon only got the 2-point conversion. Just, I don't know. Like I said, man, it's just something about him. Like, I think he might be the guy for us, and I'm just, that's what feels good. And this team is still, to me, we still got a lot of things we got to figure, especially coming up in this offseason. But to get off to the start we got off, impressive. Brian Daboll got these guys working. If this was last year, we might have lost to the Titans 33-3. We might have just gotten destroyed. But Daboll got these guys. Wink got these guys going. So good performance. Very happy. So I'm gonna do these weekly. After every Giants game. talk for 25, to a half hour. Just talk about, whether good or bad. We're gonna talk about the Giants game. Um, and do this weekly. On top of doing, I obviously me as the basketball, do off the ball podcast, but I love my Giants. Love talking. Also a big Miami Hurricanes fan and all that. Got a big game next week. I'm going against our next game against Texas A&M, who just lost to App State, which is crazy. So wild college football weekend and wild college start to the NFL season. Kickers, man. That's another thing. Kickers, bro. Kickers ruining everything, man. Costing teams chance to get to the college football playoff. They're costing NFL team, making ties and all that. We need to do something about kickers because they are ruining a lot of games. And ties, too. Got beef with ties. Can we eliminate ties, please? Like a tie? Really? Ties? Get that out of here, man. We don't need ties. Imagine tying a game. It should be a winner and a loser. We're talking about professional sports here. We got ties. This ain't soccer. Ties in football? Like, how do you even get that out of here, man? Ties. There's got to be a better way. Play longer. Play a little bit longer. Ties are ridiculous. I can't stand ties. I think that's so ridiculous. Luckily, I haven't seen my team in my time watching Giants have a tie. I think ties are ridiculous. So let's get that out of the game. We don't need ties. That's ridiculous. We almost had a few ties too. We almost had a few ties, but yeah, it's got a comment here from Raul Garcia. Appreciate you tuning in. Listen, brother, we got a lot of talent on our roster. What matters is coaching, and last evening proved it. I get what you're trying to say, but we are a lot better than a lot of those gas bags give us spreads. Oh, no, 100%. 100%. But it's still, I think we are better than, but this regime had to fix up a lot of mistakes that guy did previously. So the fact that we were able to, show up against a very good football team and take care of business is very impressive. Still got a lot of work, Raul. We got a lot of work to do, Raul. But this is a step going. This is going in the right direction. Very excited, very excited about this team going forward. They did look good. So very excited going forward. We're definitely going in the right direction, which is the number one most important thing. It's going in the right direction. No more taking steps back, in the right direction. So very excited about that. Appreciate you listening, Raul. But that's gonna end it for me. Appreciate everyone who tuned in and listened. Like I said, I'm gonna do these weekly after every Giants game, win or loss. So very excited going forward. Like I said, week 2 at home opener against the Panthers. Looking forward to it. So I'm Chris LeBron. Like I said, I am the owner of the Off the Ball Network, host of the Off the Ball podcast. Follow me on Twitter. Follow the network, OTB_network on Twitter. Go on offtheballnetwork.com. Go give us a like and a sub on the YouTube right now. If you're listening on YouTube, please. We're trying to get to 300. Follow me on Twitter at Off the Ball Pod. It's where I'm most active. Got a podcast coming up about Sebastian Telfair and his high school basketball career. So that's going to be dropping in the next week or two. So I'm excited about that project. But on that note, make sure, like I said, follow everyone at the network. Got a lot of great content coming up. Like I said, See You Sunday is going to be debuting this week. Excited about that. Overreaction Monday with Couch. Listen to Buckeye Remix, Competitive Hedge daily. We got a lot of great betting content. Check out him. Check out everyone at the network. So on that note, be well, be safe, take care. OTBN 365 is back. NFL season is back. The Giants are 1-0. Cowboy season is over. Peace out, guys.